look up. No more running from the bad guy. I'ma stare him in the eye like, what's up?
Everyone, thank you so much for tuning into this special episode of Insights of a Survivor to honor the women of warrior, the women of war, the warrior women of war. I always mess that up. That's okay. This day is I set aside specifically for my sisters that I met through this beautiful anthology and who's going to be speaking at this wonderful summit, but I'm going too fast. First, I would like to start off with a trigger warning. This episode contains discussion of trauma and emotional healing, which may be intense for some listeners, but please take care of yourself as you listen. If you need to step away, step away. If you need to shut it off, shut it off. But if not, you want to stay, we're going to have fun, we're going to learn, we're going to grow. So again, please, welcome to Insights of a Survivor, a place where the silence ends and the healing begins. I'm PJ, your host. And again, I can't thank you all enough for tuning into this special Warrior Edition. I created this platform as a sanctuary for this specific platform, these Wednesdays for a sanctuary for our warrior women, those fierce swords who roar unapologetically in their greatness. I'm stealing that from my mentor, Miss Lady V. So, shout out. You know, I'm always stealing your stuff. Despite the storms that they've all weathered, they still show up strong and ready to fight this war against silence. To be a warrior woman is to claim your power fully, to face your fears head on, and to rise every time life tries to knock you down. It takes courage, resilience, and relentless to self-love. Here I have found a community that mirrors my strength, a sisterhood that lifts me higher and reflects the truth of who I am. Bold, unbreakable, radiant, okay? Being a part of this powerful alliance means standing shoulder to shoulder with women who roar in their greatness, unapologetically in their truth, and who refuses to be silenced or diminished. Each day, I witness the beauty and fierceness of women embracing their scars and transforming them into badges of honor. This platform is more than just a space. It's a movement, a tribe of warriors united in their mission to inspire, heal, and elevate each other. So today I'm honored to introduce one of those warriors, my sister, Miss Raven. She is known as a serial poet. I'm excited to try to see if we have time to hear some of her art. I love poetry. This is a woman who wields words like a weapon and healing tools alike. Her voice roars through poetry and powerful conversations, challenging the norms and igniting deep reflection. Together we rise, we roar, and we reclaim our greatness without hesitation. But about Miss Raven, known as the poetic realm, Raven the serial poet. In the poetic realm, as Raven the serial poet, she began her journey at the tender age of 13, inspired by the haunting beauty of Edgar Allan Poe, Telltale Heart. That's my dude. I love Edgar Allan Poe. She didn't know that about me. Huge fan, okay? Poetry became her refuge after a tragic event, a sacred space where pain transformed into verbal therapy and self-discovery. What started as a young girl's simple expression blossomed into a fierce passion that fuels her soul and ignites minds. Miss Raven's writing is unapologetically bold. Her play on words shocks, challenges, and demands attention. Her extensive body of work, from her license, I don't know if I'm saying that right, to rising from the ashes, reveals a woman unafraid to explore every shade of human experience, from sensuality to resilience. Beyond the page, she extends her voice through her Spotify podcast, Raven Random Rants, where she sparks conversations on topics many avoid, but the world desperately needs to hear. As a warrior woman who roars with clarity and power, Miss Raven embodies every essence of this alliance, using her gifts to inspire others to find their own voices and rise. Today, her words stand as a beacon, reminding all of us that healing is a journey and our stories are raw and real. Hold on to this powerful transform. Thank you all so much for tuning in again, and let's roar together. So I'm going to pull in my sister, Miss Raven. Welcome so much to our special Warrior Women episode of Insights of a Survivor. How are you today?
I'm blessed and highly favored.
Always, always. Thank you so much. Well, I'm gonna just go ahead and jump right on in. Let's get into our questions. Miss Graven, can you share what was it like discovering poetry as a form of therapy after your tragic experience, and how has that shaped your healing journey?
Well, poetry was one of those things that I always clung to because it's like you can have a conversation with yourself uninterrupted, with no judgment. And it kept me out of a lot of trouble because when you go through trauma the way I went through trauma, it brings about a lot of anger that could be misdirected to people that don't really deserve it.
I get that. Mine was instruments, so I had to play. I play like five, six instruments, man. I swear. So I get that. Um,
Okay.
oh, not anymore. I haven't done it in years since I started having kids. That I probably could still play, but I need to
Mm,
pick it back up one of these days. So you've
okay.
been writing since you were 13, though. How has your
Yeah.
relationship with poetry evolved as you've grown and healed? Like, how has it grown with you?
Well, poetry with me, it's a hit or miss. When I started when I was 13, it was more like I was journaling. I never knew for it to take off as anything else poetic. So the fact that it took off the way that it did, it really shaped and molded me into a young lady that pretty much eventually learned how to communicate effectively without using her hands, more or less.
Right. You're using your hands, you're just using them in a more productive way. We'll say that.
Yeah.
You gotta do what we gotta do to stay out of trouble. I do get that because that
Yes.
anger
By,
and a
by
teenager
all means
especially,
necessary.
by all means, man, I love that you use your hands to create instead of using them to destroy. That's so beautiful. So
Yes.
your work is known for pushing boundaries and challenging the norms. What role do you
Yes.
believe? What role do you believe shock and what role do you believe shock and boldness plays in the healing journey and your self-expression?
Well, I would have to say, through it's like I have to say when I started taking it seriously was after my mom passed away. And I'm not gonna say I was forced to write a poem for her obituary, but I challenged myself to write it and to read it at her funeral, which I did pretty good up until a certain point, and then somebody else had to take over. But for the most part, I feel as though any type of poetry, some people feel as though poetry is Dr. Seussish. It could be anything from that to Maya Angelou. I feel as though if you could write your thoughts out on paper, you could be a poet. Anybody could be a poet.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, it's what it means to you. It's the feelings that you have and how you express yourself. It doesn't have to be Maya Angelou. As long as you try, that's all that matters. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not a poet.
Exactly.
But I can journal now. Don't let me get in my feelings. I can write some stuff. Now, is it gonna hit like the poetry will? Maybe not, but it's gonna hit in the way it's supposed to. So I do agree. Whatever
Yeah,
your words, however you use your words is gonna resonate the way it needs to. So I completely understand that.
exactly.
So yes, ma'am.
Exactly. And I always tell people, like, you can't be like anybody else when it comes to poetry. You have to be yourself.
Exactly. If you're trying to be like someone else, that's not poetry. Because to me, poetry means originality. It means to put yourself
Yes.
into your art
And it's
and to make
thought
yourself
provoking.
exactly to be raw and out there and basically to allow yourself to feel naked when you don't want to be. So I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
How do you define what it means to be a warrior woman in your life and through your art?
Well, the way I defined it for myself is pretty much conquering anything that comes in my way. Like I'm a recovering people pleaser. For a long time, I will always be the one to be like, "Oh yes, sure, whatever you need, what you need me to do, whatever the case may." Like now, no is a complete sentence. If I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. If I don't feel like doing it, I'm not going to do it. And if you ask me last minute, I'm not going to do it. So it's like just in that retrospect, I feel as though I've healed a lot of things within myself because of just in fear of disappointing anybody.
Aren't boundaries beautiful, man? Aren't they beautiful?
Beautiful. just the most awesome thing ever.
You know, people want to call us the other B word for using boundaries, but guess what? I love you
Mm,
anyway, boo boo. I love you anyway, boo boo. Because we have to,
exactly. You'll be okay.
you will be okay because I have to love on myself just as much as I love you. And that's what people are not used to. When you're telling
Yeah,
everyone, yes, they're not used to you loving yourself. And when you establish those boundaries, they can't take that. But that's okay. I love it.
exactly.
I love it.
Yes,
I love it because we have to learn how you have to learn how to love me and my boundaries, or you don't love me at all. So hey,
exactly.
that means that that's just making room for those who can respect me and who I am truly.
I agree. I
So
definitely
your poetry and podcast tackles topics that many avoid. What drives you to speak so openly, and how do you stay grounded while doing so? Like this one, sometimes I'll get off of these episodes and I'll cry because some of these
agree.
stories they're not easy to hear. So how do you stay grounded in that?
Well, when I developed the podcast that I developed, which is Raven Random Rants, it was during the pandemic of COVID, well, Covisha, as they call it. Um, but it was one of those things where I kept hearing topics talked about on TikTok and Instagram, and I'm the type of person to where I have an opinion about certain things, and instead of going back and forth with anybody about it, I just started a podcast about it. Like I think my first episode on there was relationship deathbeds, which dealt with relationships, whether straight or homosexual or whatever. It's like everybody have this thing where once they get along in a relationship and once they're forced to deal with things head on, it really kills the relationship over time because they sweep everything under the rug, not expecting for it to be exposed anytime soon. So that was one of my episodes that I talked about, and because I was going through that at the time. So yeah, I like talking about things that most people wouldn't touch because it's so taboo.
I love it. I'm gonna have to listen to that episode. I'm gonna have to go
Okay,
on and listen to that
I'll
episode.
make sure I send you the link.
Please send me the link. Send it to me when we get off here because I want to hear that because I mean, yeah, I mean, you might be helping me out a little bit.
For sure.
So, can you talk about the power of verbal expression as a tool for reclaiming your story and your voice?
Yes, the well, my form of verbal expression, it stems from a lot of thoughts that run rampant over time, and I'm the type of person to where I bottle things up, and it's like by the time I even express myself, it's a full blown like rant. So I think over time my verbal expression has improved because now I'm effectively able to express myself in a way that some people could comprehend, some people could understand, and if they have any type of heart, they could they could find compassion with it or empathy with it. So I feel as though it's very important for any and everybody, including myself, to keep that part of yourself active. Like, don't close things off, don't hold things in, because a lot of people, don't realize that when you hold stuff in, it could develop into health issues.
Yes. Yes, I had to deal with that ulcer stuff myself. That's what made me realize I'm like, no, I'm not gonna make myself sick for somebody else's evilness. I'm not gonna do
Exactly.
that. So no, you sure right about that. Miss
Mhm.
Raven, Miss Raven. So so we're gonna switch it up a little bit and talk about um the anthology, The Women of Roar. This
Okay.
you guys, this is one of my sisters, you guys. You met Miss Dr. Candace last Friday. Tonight y'all meeting Miss Raven. So what drew
Mhm.
you to participate in the Woman of War anthology, and what parts of this collective means to you personally and creatively?
Well, I made what they call those things at the beginning of the year. I guess it's like one of those board things that you check things off, or it's like a bucket list. And I've always said over time I was going to force myself to get up on the stage, whether it was open mic night or do some type of public speaking, because that's like my biggest fear. So when Lady V invited me to do it, I was like, you want me to do it? Like me? So I'm like, I'm shy, and I was like, I don't know. And she's like, oh, you gonna do it because you have a story to tell. And until you still tell your story, you're not really finished. You're not really healed. You know, you have some things that can help other people, you know, grow from whatever it is that they're dealing with. Now, when it comes to my role in it, I feel as though my role in everything is the fact that I'm probably the only one on the panel, and I don't know if any of the other ladies know this, but I'm the only one on the panel that is of the LGBTQ community. So I'm the only one that I feel as though can give an understanding or maybe an insight to childhood trauma and adult trauma, because it's all the same pretty much, just different levels.
Yes, yes. Well, sister, in that as well. I'm married to a man, bisexual by trade, because they feel like, oh, you married to a man. No, that doesn't mean I still can't look. I can still look.
You can still look. That don't mean you dead.
Look, I can't look in his face because he'd be like, "You looking at her too, huh? Well, you looking at her too, man. What you talking about?"
Exactly. Like we looking together like, hey.
So I mean, I think that's one. I want to say first, thank you for being the first person on my show to actually say that out loud.
Yeah.
I'm not shy about what my sexuality is. I don't boast it to the world because personally it's no one's business what I do with my personal life. But yes. I'm glad that you're not ashamed to speak it.
Yes.
So that's why I'm like, oh, and I can't let her do this by myself. We in this together. Together
forever.
Ever. But before we go any further with the anthology, I forgot to ask you, what is it that you do? Like you do poetry, and you use your voice, and you use your trauma, which we don't have to talk about because you guys, I'm not going to talk about her trauma, because if you want to hear about her story, you're going to have to buy that ticket. You're going to have to go on my link tree.
Yes.
Go on to my link tree, which is in my bio on this YouTube channel. Click that little link for the Warrior Woman Summit, and you're going to have to buy that ticket if you want to hear Miss Raven's story. So we're going to talk about very little, but we're going to talk about what it is that she did. Like, how do you use your story and your platform to help the community? Like, what is it that you do for the community? If there's any way that they can like contact you or work with you, if that's something that they want to do. Like, do you have any books that you want to promote? Anything that you want to promote? Now is your time.
Well, I have all sorts of books. I have a catalog of books that range from the very emotional love story type poetry to very sensual, raunchy type poetry. And I have like at least one childhood book that, you know, is for kids. They have pictures in it that they can definitely, you could read it as a bedtime story or just for enjoyment. But it's not too much that I do within the community. Like, of course, like my erotica books is very much stemmed and based in the community. But anybody that read it probably would not guess that just from the words alone. They would really have to dive deep into it. But yeah, I have some books for everybody.
Yeah, you're gonna have to slide that website on over this way so I can put it in the description. I might have to check that out myself. So you guys, I don't have it in the description now, but I'm gonna get the any type of information that she has to get a hold of any of those little books, good and bad, raunchy and nice. We're gonna support it all. It'll be in the description at the end of this episode. Okay. So well then back to the anthology. Let's get back to the regularly scheduled program. So how has contributing to the Woman of War anthology, and you are not shy, ma'am. I wanted to point that out too. I mean, I guess it's probably because I'm an easy person to talk to, and it's just us right now. But I see a lot of, you roaring in your greatness right now. You know I'm stealing. I'm stealing. That's okay. She know I steal.
I normally show up and show out when I need to. It just be like in certain settings, I'll be like, I'm gonna just sit over here in the corner.
Not whenever I'm around. You're gonna see me in the room, be like, sis, come on.
Yeah, we gonna be cutting up in the corner.
Oh man, I love this. So, how has contributing to the Warrior Women of Roar anthology deepened your connection to the sisterhood of the warrior woman?
Well, I would definitely have to say y'all have brought me out my shells. Different people contributed to different things when it comes to me talking more, like during the meetings and everything. And it's like just meeting y'all virtually, I feel as though has opened my eyes to a lot of people. I'm like, okay, so if they're shy about it, I don't feel bad about being shy about it. Or if they're nervous about
Right.
it, I don't feel bad about being nervous about it. And everybody in their own little way, I feel as though um has like little hiccups and stuff like that. So it's like just by seeing it, I'm like, okay, I'm not alone. And that feels good because I'm not gonna front. Like the moment that I was even asked, I was like, so I have to stand in front of how many people? What we doing? Talking about what? So it's like that in itself, and seeing people evolve in their story allowed me to evolve in my story. And I just love that. I love anything that's going to help me evolve as a person.
Nice. And honestly, when you see the, like you just said, when you see you're not the only one that's having these types of feelings, even though they're different, but they're the same. Those what do they call them?
Hmm.
Butterflies in the stomach. It makes you feel a little bit
Yes,
more at ease to understand. Okay, I'm not the only one. So no, that I like that. I got that. So, um,
yes.
what in what ways do you see this anthology as a force for change within the movement, and how does your voice add to that powerful course?
Well, I feel as though what's going to help add to the force is giving a voice to the voiceless. They have a lot of people that probably would love to tell their story, but they're either fearful or they probably blacked out a memory. They don't really remember anything. But I feel as though by the anthology movement, seeing all these powerful women of all backgrounds, all ages, everything, telling their story, I feel as though it's going to be a great help to the community to let other women know that, yes, I've been through this, but no, I don't have to be a victim. No, I don't have to submit to the villain mentality that has been bestowed upon me. And by all means, I can be powerful just like these women that's standing up here or in this book or whatever the case may be.
See, I love that. I love it. And you are not only in the book, but you're also in the live in the summit, which I wish I was able to
I
go,
will
but
be.
I but you're playing the role in the upcoming summit. How are you preparing to bring your unique energy and voice to this powerful gathering?
Oh lordy, I'm not prepared at all by any means. Um, I am preparing myself through meditation, praying because I'm like, only God gonna help me get out on this podium or on this panel and stand in front of a whole just crowd of people and tell my story and not
Mm-hmm.
stumble over words. Because I know people plan for things like that. They be like, okay, we're gonna get your stuff together, we're gonna get your speech together, but nothing can prepare you for losing your spot within your speech, and then you have to look down and be like, okay, where am I at? So it's like I'm praying on it, I'm meditating on
Mm-hmm.
it, and I
Mm-hmm.
know like by the time the time comes, I'm gonna own it. It's gonna be good.
And you know what? I'm learning. I've been for my first live, I was like, and I've only been doing this for a couple of months, like 6 months. I haven't been doing this live part for a year. And it took
Hmm.
me not stop. I had to stop caring. I'm like, you know what, y'all? I'm a human being. I'm gonna mess up. If y'all want
Yeah.
perfection, y'all need to go to somebody else's stuff. Because I'm not
Yes.
gonna. So when I had to take the need to be perfect, the perfectionism off of
Hmm.
myself, then I was able to
Yes.
relax. Like you see, I messed up that word right there, and I don't care if they're gonna listen to it or they not, you know. And I had to I stopped. I'm trying to force myself to be perfect, and just roll with the
Yes.
punches. Because people love authenticity. Because
Hmm.
they, what if you skip over your story, if you have to, sorry y'all, I got to come back to this because I think I done lost my spot. They gonna clap for you. That's okay,
Yes.
sis. Get it together. We got you. We here. That's what I noticed from my experience. So, I think you're gonna rock it. I really, I'm so bad I can't be there. I would love to have seen that because I would have been right there. You got it, sis. You got
For sure. I'm excited though.
I'm excited for you. I mean, I can only imagine. I've never done anything in a front. Well, I'm lying. I play instruments, so I've done band, orchestra. My daddy was a preacher, so I sang in front of the church. So, but it's not the same as being out there by yourself. You're gonna be standing out. Oh, I'm not gonna make it worse. Let me shut up. Let me get to the next question. You got this, though. I have confidence and faith in you. You got this. So, what message or experience do you most want to share with the women or men? Because it's not only for women, you guys. Men, if you want to get a ticket, Linktree, going on to get you that ticket. Women or men attending the summit, especially those who are beginning in their own journey towards roaring in their greatness. She gonna get tired of me stealing her words. Why she gonna get tired of me stealing her stuff?
She gonna inbox you in a minute.
Girl, you gonna start paying me for this.
Yo. Oh my goodness.
So I'm sorry. So what message do you have for those attending the summit, especially those beginning their own healing journey?
I would say the message that I have for anybody that's in their journey, whether it's the beginning, middle, or end, give yourself grace. We all gonna stumble, we all gonna trip, we all gonna fall. The most important thing to do is just try. As long as you try, there's no way you could go wrong. But the very moment that you give up on yourself is the moment that you have to just sit in it, reevaluate it, and try again.
That's beautiful. So last question. Looking ahead, what legacy do you have? Do you hope your words will have and what your story will leave for future generations of warrior women?
Well, what I'm hoping to leave behind when the time comes is for somebody to look into my body of work or look into my life period and be like, she lived a good, prosperous life full of joy, happiness, and no regrets.
Nice. No regrets is the best part because you know what? If you don't have any regrets, then no matter what kind of life you had, you lived your best life. As long as you're not hurting anybody now. Within moral grounds, y'all. Be moral about whatever you do. Please regret it if you out here eating people. You wrong. You wrong. So just know that. Jeffrey Dahmer just popped in my head. I don't know.
No.
Hey, you eat people, you go to jail, and somebody gonna beat you to death now. That's what's gonna happen. So I rushed through this for a reason because I wanted to know, and I had to ask just in case if you have some material that you would want to share or bless us with on the show tonight.
I have to go get it because
that's okay.
It's across the room, so I'm gonna close my camera out for a moment, just a split second, and then I'll go get it.
That's okay. Go ahead. You see, I told you. Do what you got to do. She'll be back, y'all.
How you do it? I don't know how to do it.
It should be something at the bottom that says stop video. If you want, I can take you. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what I do. You leave your camera on. I'll just take you off the stream. And when I see you getting back on, I'll put you back in.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I'm taking you off right now. Okay, y'all going to be stuck with me for just a second. She's going across the room to get her poetry. I do this with everybody. If you don't get on my show telling me you any kind of poet, any kind of artist with words, because if you get on my show and tell me you are a poet, I'm going to ask you to bless us with some of your beauty. Okay. I thank you guys though for being patient with us. This is a fast show. This is a fast episode. And I thank anybody who showed up today because this is not my regularly scheduled program, but I'm doing this for my sisters because they are. Unless they can't come on Wednesday, they can come on Friday. This is a day that I create. This is an episode that I created special for these special women. I've gotten to know a lot of them, I think, since January when we started having our monthly meetings. And then we have a group chat where we talk on every day. So it's been pleasure getting to know all of them. Oh, she's back, you guys. I'm gonna see if she's ready. Okay, I got you back on. Are you ready? Okay, I just was letting everybody know that how this was a special day for everyone because I love our
So,
sister. So, are you ready? I'm gonna shut up and let you bless us.
so the book that I will be reading a piece out of or excerpt out of is this book, Horizon of Love, available on Amazon or anywhere that you can Google my name, it'll pop up. So I am going to read this piece called Darkness. And it is, I see the light after being stuck in the darkness, blinded to all that is around me, wandering through my moments in denial, saying it's going to get better when in reality it's getting worse, saying I'm not lost, trying a new direction, doing the same things, attracting the same people. I have taken those blinders off. I now have a full face mask. It is too dark to see the decisions made, causing me to throw shade, covering up the path I should take. That would be too easy. Apparently, I like things difficult, more challenging, realizing I must look before I leap. I can't do that. If I can't see past my face, I'm taking the blindfold off, covering my eyes, looking beyond the darkness, looking directly into the bright horizon, sunsets, and rainbow skies. And that's it.
Okay. Okay. I know about that darkness. I know about that darkness. Sometimes we have to get out of that dark place because if we don't, it'll suck us in.
Yes. It's a very dark.
I love it.
It will
I love
consume
it,
you.
you guys. It will consume you. So that's where you got to fight to get out of that. But hey, sometimes it's
Yes.
hard. Miss Raven, the serial poet. I think you did a beautiful job on my show tonight, and I want to thank you so much for sharing your story. Again, you guys, I purposely did not ask her specific stories about her trauma and about her life, because if you want to hear more, you're gonna have to watch her live. You're gonna have to hear her story live, and I'm sure she's gonna
Yeah.
knock your socks off, even though she's a little nervous. I know she's gonna get up there and she's gonna rock that stage. She's gonna rock that stage.
Yes.
So I would like to thank you. Thank you so much for
Thank you
honoring
for
me.
having, and thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, no worries. We sisters now. We've been texting each other for what 6 months, 7 months now. I was
Yes.
telling them we've been doing this since January. So we family. Anything I got, you got. Anything I'm a part of, I'm gonna call. I'm gonna put it in the group and see if anybody want to participate because we together now. So I wish you the best of luck at this summit. And I'm gonna
Thank
say again because we're gonna keep on saying it. If y'all want to see her, my link tree is in my bio, and you click that bio. You go on that bio, click that link tree, sign up. The tickets are not that expensive, and it's gonna be worth every penny. And then while you're there, you can purchase that anthology book. You might be able to get a copy from her, signed from Raven, the serial poet.
For
So
sure.
I'm gonna put you backstage for a second, and then I'm gonna end this episode. But thank you so much, Miss Raven. Oh my God, you guys, that was so awesome. Her energy is just so calming and peaceful. That I see why she's a poet. But as we close today's episode, I want to take a moment and reflect on the warrior spirit inside of you, the fierce, unbreakable force that no hardship, no pain can diminish. Every challenge you face, every battle you have survived has shaped you into the powerful woman you are becoming. The journey to your greatness is not about perfection. Yes, I stole it one last time, Lady V. One last time, I love you. It's about showing up, standing tall, and just roaring with all of the strength that lies within your soul. Finding the warrior within yourself means embracing every part of your story, the wounds, the scars, and the victories all alike. It means honoring your pain without letting it define you and using your past to fuel and propel you forward. Remember that greatness is not reserved for those chosen few. It is available for every woman brave enough to claim her power, speak her truth, and walk her path. You are not alone in your journey. just like the powerful women in our community, the women of the warrior roar women. You're not alone. You're not alone in your journey at all. Your voice matters. Your community matters. Those who have come before us, those who are going to come after us, you matter. Your roar matters. It is a part of us, the larger part of the course. That strength is shaking the very foundation of. See, I told you we messed up. They're shaking the very foundation of what society, from women who have been going through and dealing with the trauma that they've dealt with. Men too. It's not just about women. There are strong men too, but this is about us ladies, so we're going to keep it about the ladies. Because together we build a legacy of resilience, healing, and unshakable confidence. So I challenge all of you today to learn yourselves, to stand fiercely in your truth, and never apologize for your roar. Your story is your strength, and your healing is your revolution. When you embrace your warrior self, you reclaim the power to shape your life on your terms and inspire others to do the same. I'll leave you with a powerful, powerful reminder from Bell Hooks, a revolutionary Black woman thinker and a survivor, who said, knowing how to be solitary is the central art of loving. When we can be alone, we can be with others without using them as a means to escape. Let this truth strengthen your spirit and remind you that rising to your own self, I'm not going to say it again, means owning your power both in solitude and in sisterhood. So are you ready to unleash your inner warrior? Please, like I've been saying it this entire episode, visit my link tree to access all of my upcoming events, my resources, and all of my exclusive materials to fuel your healing power, including this Warrior Woman Summit, the Warrior Women Roar Summit, live in Dallas, Texas, December 12th, 2025. Secure spot today. You do not want to miss it. And please subscribe, like, and share my story. My channel, Empowered Voices, finding strength in survivors, to stay connected with raw, powerful content designed to help you rise, roar, and reclaim your greatness. I didn't know that I was going to say that. That's just a habit now at this point. But drop your comments. Drop your comments, because your voice matters in this movement. And please know this is my little tagline. If someone wants to steal it, I'm fine with it. Lady V, you're the only one that can, okay? Your story doesn't end in pain. It begins in power. And I am PJ. I will see you next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Mwah.
Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. No more running from the bad guy. I'ma stare him in the eye like, what's up? I know the journey got hard for a minute, but I ain't giving this up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I